Hello, Bruce. Hello. I am sitting down today with my 125-gallon freshwater fish tank. As you might have heard, this big guy right here, his name is Bruce. He is a marbled vieja. There are 2 marbled viejas in here, as well as a few platinum parrots, and there are a couple of convict cichlids. This is the biggest fish tank that I have ever had, and all of these fish are semi-aggressive to more aggressive fish. They're probably the most aggressive fish that I would ever want to have. When I got these marbled viejas, they were about 1/4 of the size that they are currently. And I didn't really know much about marbled viejas. I just thought they were really pretty. I like how attentive they are. They're always, all of these fish in this tank are always paying attention to what you're doing, and they're very interactive. I find that the more aggressive a fish species is, the more attentive it is. Bruce over here has grown to be so big, he almost looks like dinner or acts like a dog. I tried to do a planted tank for them, and I quickly learned that that was not gonna work with cichlids. These cichlids are not interested in having a planted tank. They are adorable and they love moving the rocks around and making their home their own home. They rearrange things the way that they want to rearrange things, and they don't mind chomping on plants. So I've had to be careful about what types of plants I put in here. I have a couple of little tiny plants in here, but they're not doing well. They're not happy. They don't like living with these fish, and these fish like picking on them. Over here we have my monstera with those beautiful monstera roots, and then a pothos? That's not a pothos. What is that vine? So this tank has ended up being a pretty basic river vibes kind of a tank. There's a couple of pieces of wood in here, a couple of rocks, and that's about it. I think that this tank is as full as it is ever going to be, with these fish being a little bit more aggressive. Adding any other fish in here probably wouldn't work out very well. I think the only reason why the viejas and these platinum parrots get along even at all is because they were all put in here when they were babies. So they all grew up together. Bruce runs the tank. He's also afraid of very little. You can run up to this tank and charge it, and he'll just sit there and stare at you. I've had friends with dogs come over and show their dogs the fish, and my cat will look at the fish, and Bruce just doesn't care. He's pretty invincible, and he knows that he owns this tank. There's a decent amount of spots for them to get under the sticks, or there's some spots behind here in the corners. There's rocks and roots over there that they can swim under and throughout. So all of those little things help break up their line of sight, which I think helps them get along and thrive together in this tank. I know a lot of people say you cannot keep marbled viejas with anything, probably all viejas. So I've just kind of kept an eye on all of them. So far it's working out. Nobody is missing any chunks out of their fins. And when I first put this stick in here, I was told that all the tannins would leak out of the wood. You're gonna wanna do some water changes. The stick is going to float at first, but just put a rock or something on it to hold it underneath the water, and within however long, you'll be just fine. Oh my gosh, do not put a stick into your fish tank and just think that you're gonna do a couple of water changes and it's gonna be totally fine. I wish that that is not what I was told. I would recommend taking any wood that you're gonna put into a fish tank and putting it in your bathtub and letting it soak. Let it soak for at least 24 hours, drain the water, fill it back up again, let it soak again. You're probably gonna wanna do this for, even a week. If you can see, this tank has been established for 3 months, 4 months now. The tank looks so red from this angle. It's been established for quite a while, and it's still a very tanniny tank. This tank gets cleaned roughly once a week with a 1/3 water change. Even having the wood in there for that long, it is still, it's very dark. It's definitely a vibe going for this dark river looking tank. Also, the back of my tank is painted black. So that is, hi Bruce. Hello, you're so distracting with your pretty blue eyes. His scales are so pretty. They look like rainbow fish. You know that book from elementary school? He's so pretty. I think I just gave him a heart attack flicking my hair like that. Anyways, the tank is dark, the back is painted black, and that was my reasoning for getting the platinum parrots. I wanted something bright that like popped against that black. I was actually contemplating on doing this whole tank as like a black and white tank with the vieja as being like the centerpiece fish because it has a little bit more color to it. But then I fell in love with a couple of convict cichlids that had some orange in them. So there goes the black and white theme. Now it's just a river cichlid tank. Those are my favorites. I like how this one has really long fins. I like my land animals furry and my water animals finny. I hope you've had fun getting to know my fish and getting to see the biggest fish tank that I have in the house. If you did have fun, please be sure to like the video. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to me. I will be seeing you again in another video very soon. One fish, two fish. Orange fish, Bruce fish.